Hello, how are we doing, everyone? Are we good? Yes, good. It feels a little bit obnoxious to try and be funny in the wake of what is literally the wake of your fish. I apologise. I hope everything's well. Hinge, is the app made to be deleted? Have you deleted it? Can we see? No, all right, don't worry about it. Good, all right, we'll see the absence of Hinge on your phone. Perfect, nice. I'm excited to be here. Thanks so much for having me. This is nice. I feel like we're in Soho, right? So I'm going to tell you a story. I've decided I'm going to tell you my coming out story. Do we have any gays in? One. Good. All right, perfect. Feel like strategically placed. Perfect. Thank you so much. Are you full-time? Yeah, congratulations. Nice, good. All right. Everyone else? No. All right, good. Don't worry about it. I came out a tiny bit late. When did you come out? 19. I came out at 22, right? It's a tiny bit late. And it's weird when you come out late because as soon as you do, you kind of look back and realise you missed a lot of obvious signs. Like for me now, I look back, the most obvious one is that my dad used to call me gay. He once called me gay because I soft-boiled an egg. He called me gay because I passed GCSE French. Yeah, that was sort of fair enough. Good. I don't know, I came out, I'll tell you the story basically. I came out by accident via email. So I'd already done some gay stuff, right? But I was ready to go pro. And so I downloaded Grindr, and I'm from like just outside of London. Outside of a big city, some of you might know, Grindr is like a series of blank profiles that you somehow know are your dad's friends. Right? Or your friends' dads, right? Either way, basically, I just didn't want to have sex with anyone who has like a VHS of me in a nativity. And so I just kept it moving, right? I kept scrolling, got all the way to the bottom, just various blank profiles, got to the bottom, and at the bottom of Grindr, it has an offer for the free trial of the premium service, right? It's called Grindr Extra. And it just shows you a few more profiles. So I just like, had nothing on, right? I did it, had a little scroll, read my Bible, went to bed, and then... and then I woke up the next day, and I woke up and I found I had an email. And basically what I'd forgotten in the process the night before of downloading Grindr, and then like 10 minutes later Grindr Extra, was that at the time my family had a shared Apple account, and it all went through my dad's email address. And so when I downloaded Grindr, and then like 10 minutes later Grindr Extra, my dad got an email from Steve Jobs outing me. And it might sound like, right, it might seem like maybe an opportunity, like a nice chance, an instructive parental moment. My dad's telling me everything's going to be okay. My dad decided the best course of action would be to forward me that email. And all he did was change the subject so it read, "I'm not paying for this." Which is fucking unbelievable. He could have said anything. He sent me a fucking invoice. But we share apps and music, but not feelings. Like, what are we? It's unbelievable. I just grew up in a house, right? I grew up in like a small modern house, one of those ones where like we didn't talk, and it's like the walls are like tissue paper thin. You know the ones? And it's just held together by all the things we left unsaid. It's too real for a Wednesday night. Good. No, I got one of those mums. I got a mum who like, you might recognise this mum. If I ask her how she is, she'll just reply with like unrelated local news. I'll be like, "Hey mum, how are you?" And she's like, "The A3's closed." What? How do you feel? Like what? I'm convinced one day I'll be able to trick her. I'll be like, "Hey mum, how's the traffic?" And she'll just like malfunction and be like, "I haven't come in years." I don't know. I came out on the back of a big breakup. I had this formative relationship around 17 to 22. It's like a big deal, and I just got dumped kind of out of nowhere. And so I started like exploring stuff, and I had like a lot of things going on. My friends would give me advice, right? You get terrible advice. The worst thing is I've so many friends trying to get me to do therapy. Is anyone in therapy? Wow, that was a hum of someone who's considering therapy. All right, nice, I appreciate that. And someone who's really needs therapy in the back. Even the mention, absolutely fuming. No, I think therapy is a pyramid scheme, okay? Because suddenly I have more friends who are in therapy than friends who smoke cigarettes. I don't know what's happened. I think it's something about the world, right? But I think it's the same friends. Because when I was 16, there was so much peer pressure to start like smoking and that, right? But I had the moral high ground, so it's easier to like deflect. Whereas with therapy, basically all my friends at 16 were like, "Michael, you need to smoke, drink, and do drugs." And I was like, "No. I'm a citizen." Whereas now, my friend's like, Michael, you need to do therapy, yoga, and protest. And I'm like, no. I want to remain physically and emotionally stiff in a world that is not improving. But they insist, honestly, I don't know what it is. And like the other advice I got, this is not advice, okay? Well, you guys have been together for a year, right? When you break up, right? Hey, that's out of order. I don't know why we did that. I'm sorry. But this doesn't count as advice, okay? When people break up, people in relationships fucking love to say this as well, right? They tell you there's plenty more fish in the sea. So many people said that to me at the time. It's not advice, right? I didn't think of getting a new one, right? That's not how it works. I didn't think they'd run out. That wasn't the problem. I got dumped by someone I liked, okay? It's insensitive to say that. Do you know what I mean? Like, imagine if your dog died and you seemed upset about it. I want to come up to you and be like, there's loads of dogs. Right? Because you'd be like, no, that was my dog! I love my dog! I was like, shh, no. Get another drink in, yeah? Go to Battersea. You forget you ever had a dog. Perfect. No, the advice I did take, right, was to start writing a diary. Is anyone writing a diary? No? Find out if there's any more gays in. No, I did. I wrote a diary for like 2 weeks, right? And my friend didn't give me advice on how to write a diary. What you're supposed to do is like handwrite it, so it makes you sleepier. It was like, write a diary, get some stuff off your chest, helps you sleep, right? That's the thing I struggle with. I'm having a tough time, struggle to sleep, right? So it was like, write this diary. And basically what happened was I cracked open my laptop at like 11 p.m. and then I sat there and I wrote 7,000 words. I wrote everything I've ever felt, right? I wrote a dissertation of despair. It was embarrassing, right? And I won't tell you what it said in my diary, but I'll give you like the gist. Basically, what it said in my diary was, I'm gay and I'm going to kill myself. And it's very heavy and it's bad, right? There's so many LGBT suicides. It happens a lot, especially with teenagers and stuff. And it's deep and it's dark. And I was kind of right there, right? It was really bad. And I didn't do it. Spoiler, I didn't do it. But part of the reason why I didn't do it is because it kind of seems to me that if you like kind of suspect and then acknowledge gay feelings, and then your first instinct and action is to kill yourself, that just seems very homophobic. Right? Like, I think it puts me on the wrong side of history. Do you know what I mean? I feel like most suicide would be a hate crime. I don't really... Well, I'm going to live one life, kill one guy and he's gay. That's out of order. It feels a bit like it might be good news as well, do you know what I mean? Like maybe there's a consolation in that every time a gay person kills himself, a homophobe dies. But that's the joke that we're not sure about yet, so... we're working on that together. I've not been speaking about this for long, and I did it for the first time a couple of weeks ago, and it's long, right, to do it because you have to kind of set everything up, and I spoke about it, and then this woman on the door as I was leaving came up to me, and she said, "Oh, but you're too pretty to kill yourself." Which, like, we can all agree, that's true, right? No, sorry, not true. That's unbelievable. That's like the dumbest shit I've ever heard, right? It's so stupid. Because it sort of implies that she thinks that some people are ugly enough that it might be the right thing to do, right? I don't think... It's fucking terrifying. I dread to think, imagine I'd done that gig, I'd had a bad haircut, or like a bad skin day or something, and I'd seen her on the door, she'd walk up to me and be like, it's awful. I don't know. I'll tell you how the story ended. So I was living with my parents at the time, and we had the Grindr situation. I was working, and so I was like going out for work every day, and we didn't speak about it at all, right? For the whole, like, there was like a month where just no words about this whole Grindr email situation. It was very uncomfortable until one day I got home from work, and I went upstairs, went to my room, and I found on my bed that my parents had left me a 3-pack of underwear with a rainbow waistband. Which is really sweet, right? It's also pathetic. Okay, what we do? We're communicating through underwear. What the fuck is this? They were like, I think you might be gay. Let's go to M&S. What is that? It makes no sense at all. Like, how do they think it works? Do you know what I mean? They're like, go on, get your big gay pants, get out there, fella. What's this? I think that's how you get in the clubs. I don't know. Oh, it's unbelievable. It's so bad. But it was all right. It gave me the opportunity. It sparked like a conversation. I spoke to them about it, and I got to tell them I'm not actually a whole gay. I'm bisexual, right? And I think my dad considered that quite a nice compromise. Because before he thought not only was I gay, but I was so gay that it only took me like 10 minutes to exhaust the free version of Grindr. That's high level, right? That's very high level. But I had to explain to them what bisexuality is. For anyone who doesn't know, basically what it means for me is that I fuck guys, just not in a gay way. So I'd really love to leave on that joke, but the response means I can't. If you want to know what it looks like, it's sort of just with no rhythm. I was hoping that might... That'll do. Thank you so much. I've been Michael May.